What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be walking y'all through how to actually sign clients without having any prior results. So I'm going to be breaking it down from as if you were a beginner. Let's say you have no results at all. You're trying to bag clients. You're trying to get into freelance brand scaling, but you're struggling because most of these brands want results. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a few pointers and tips that you guys can use to hopefully bag some clients without having any prior results. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, I do want to mention really quickly before we dive in and get to my next point that having results and testimonials in the long term here, where you're trying to develop your agency, your personal brand, you're going to need those. It is essentially mandatory. People will not trust you if not. In the early stages, a lot of these brands that are brand new and whatnot, they're not even really sure what to look out for themselves. So they're looking for somebody who's eager and hungry, and that's exactly what we're about to get into. All right, guys, so let's talk about a few different examples that I would use if I was in your guys' position. The first one and most notable that everybody knows about is essentially just doing a free trial for these clothing brands. So if you were offering to run their ads for completely free, they're going to be knowing that you are eager and you really want to work with that brand badly. Now, obviously, a lot of people are doing this right now and it's not very unique, but it still is a good way to potentially land a client without having any sort of results. Now, number two kind of essentially goes with the first one. That is just offering some sort of free game to them in general. People love free shit, and if you give them some sort of knowledge that is going to benefit them, they're going to feel way more inclined to actually work with you. This could even skip the process of just having results. If you are giving them a pointer that is genuinely going to benefit their brand, they are probably not even worried about the results. They're going to think that you actually have credibility in the game because you know what you're talking about and you were trying to genuinely help them out. Now, here's a few things you guys can kind of do and give away as free game. Obviously, the first one is kind of like website optimization. If there's any sort of unnecessary things that they have on their website that could be slowing it down or cooking their conversion rate, maybe offer them a little bit of help. This can kind of lead your way into possibly continuing the conversation on how you can better help them get more sales. Number two is just overall their product page, making sure that they're building urgency, their pricing's good, that everything just looks smooth, making sure that they're actually using like lifestyle photos and photo shoots rather than just using mock-ups, which is obviously going to just kind of lead people away because they don't think that the product's actually real. Three is essentially just like building them a offer. For example, let's say a brand has 3 different colorways of their hoodie, right? You could do maybe buy 2 hoodies, get 1 free. Maybe make banners saying that they're like limited drops and they're going to be selling out very soon. Maybe free shipping if you order over $50, to maybe kind of boost conversions and your average order value. Number 4 is pretty simple as well. It's just making sure that their Instagram looks clean and that there's nothing wrong with it. Maybe making sure that their link in their bio is taking them directly to their collections page, not their homepage. Maybe taking down any unnecessary posts that might be cluttering up their feed. Maybe pinning some of their posts and making it just look a little bit nicer. And I would say honestly the best way to kind of shoot these out to them is rather than just like actually texting them, send this in a video format through Instagram DMs, and if not that, maybe send it through a Loom video. So giving them some free game and be like, hey man, I also have some other ways that I can maybe assist you and help you get more sales. And that's kind of where you would be able to maybe pitch your ad services. A very important thing to keep in mind as well is that when you are reaching out to these brands, don't go shooting for the moon and trying to reach out to big brands that have hundreds of thousands of followers, right? You could absolutely do that, but the chances of you might actually landing them without any results is pretty much near impossible. So what I would do is target struggling brands that have low followers and they're maybe not getting as much engagement. That probably means that they're probably not getting as much in sales, probably due to poor organic content or whatever the case may be. But this is where you can kind of step in and maybe help them out with paid advertisements. And just because they're a smaller brand doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to be able to produce well on ads, nor does it mean that they might have a bad budget. It probably just means that they're unsure and not certain of what steps to take their brand to the next level. Another one I want to mention is just joining other communities, gaining more insight on the business model, and on top of that, just meeting other like-minded individuals, right? So for example, on Reddit, there's a group called like Facebook ads, and you can join in there, learn from other people, maybe find potential brands to work with. On top of that, go and check out Reddit/streetwear startup, right? These brands are fresh and brand new. They are trying to start up their brand, which means they're probably not really sure how to actually market their brand as of right now. Once again, this maybe gives you the chance to end up working with them. You can simply just shoot them a message over Reddit, find their Instagram account, or better yet, see if you can find the owner's Instagram account. Just say you pretty much stumbled upon their post, you were really interested in working with them, and given the fact that they're pretty new, they're probably really open to just saying what you maybe have to offer, rather than somebody who's already down the line, has already generated sales, and knows exactly what to look out for when it comes to marketing. Probably one of the most crucial things I'm going to mention here, and probably one of the best methods to maybe sign clients without results, is genuinely just building out your personal brand. Film at least 2 to 3 videos a day on freelance brand scaling, give out some free subs, sauce, document your journey. If you end up signing a client, document the entire process of working with them and make content on that. Also make sure to post some of your results on your highlights tab on Instagram. And if you're going to be posting on TikTok, make sure to make posts on that as well. I gotta say though, that building a personal brand is probably one of the best things you could possibly do for landing clients without any results for freelance brand scaling. I've had students come into my mentorship and have zero results at all, but after creating some content, giving out a little bit of free game, and eventually end up signing clients and posting some of the results, it became a lot easier for them to sign more and more clients. Next few things I'm going to mention are kind of tying back to what I mentioned earlier in the video, but I still feel like they're very, very important. I want to elaborate on some of those methods a little bit more. Now, I talked about doing the free trial thing. Another thing I want to mention and kind of elaborate on that, maybe offering a limit of sales that you want to hit before you get paid at all. For example, you could say, I don't want to get paid from you at all until I hit at least $3,000 in sales from ads. That way you're holding yourself accountable to that goal that you mentioned with the brand owner. And most brands, think about it. If you're generating them, let's say $3,000, for example, they're going to see the proof in the pudding. But if you don't, then you're not getting paid. Essentially, it's like a win-win situation. If you don't generate that 3K, you don't get paid. They walk away with a little bit of generated revenue and they don't have to pay you. So you're pretty much just holding yourself at a higher standard and holding yourself accountable. Another thing that I mentioned in this video was just kind of helping them out some sort of way. Now, let's say you stumble across upon a clothing brand ad and you feel like something is wrong with it. Let's just say maybe it's cropped wrong. The link isn't actually taking it to the right product. Maybe it's playing weird music. Whatever the case may be, if you can point out something to them and just be like, hey bro, I thought I'd mention this to you, it might establish a really good first impression. And it also gives them the feeling that you actually know what you're talking about. God willing, hopefully it moves forward and you guys end up conversating a little bit more and talk about how you can help them even more with Facebook ads. This one is kind of a good idea too, but it's a little bit experimental, and that is hitting up an agency and seeing if you can essentially be a media buyer for them. So essentially all you got to really do is just run ads for some of the brands. And the cool thing about it is you're essentially just cutting out all the outreaching. I honestly feel like the easiest way to do this is look at other freelance brand scalers in the space and maybe hit up their agency or hit them up personally and ask if you can be part of their agency and run ads for completely free, and essentially offer them like a trial as well. Be like, if I don't perform X amount in this certain time, you're more than welcome to fire me and I'll move on about my way. I know this one sounds a little bit weird, but essentially it's just like being a media buyer for another agency. This will give you a little bit more experience and you're essentially, like I said, cutting out some of the outreaching, which is going to make your life a whole lot easier. That's pretty much it. I just thought I'd give you guys a few different ways you guys might be able to sign some clients without having any prior result. Now, if you guys have any questions at all, make sure to shoot a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer all of them. And if you guys are interested in learning freelance brand scaling a little bit more or just getting a little bit more hands-on help with something like this, I also have a completely free training down below that you guys can check out. That's going to be super useful for your guys' freelance brand scaling journey. And if you guys are also looking to get 3 to 5 clients guaranteed for freelance brand scaling, make sure to check out the link right below that for my success circle. That's pretty much all for this video. If you guys have any questions, like I said, make sure to let me know. I appreciate you guys for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.